There's always tension between Mike and Arnold.
Arnold Schwarzenegger sat down. I scared him. He went over and sat in the corner, and I was wagging my finger at him, telling him that his behavior was reprehensible, that it was not Boy or Co. who needed.
How many hours a day do you have to work to develop a physique like that?
Well, most bodybuilders train at least 3 hours a day, 6 days a week, but I only train a total of 3 hours a week.
Mike Mentzer was born in 1951 in Ephrata, Pennsylvania. At just 11 years old, he picked up a dumbbell, and by 15 he was already benching over 370 pounds. His physique wasn't just strong, it was intelligent, unlike many of his peers at that time. Mike was a thinker. He was drawn to philosophy, logic, and structure. His idols weren't just bodybuilders. They were smart people. By the end of 1970s, Mentzer was already making waves. He entered the competitive scene and quickly started gaining respect for his incredible aesthetics. Thick muscle bellies, crisp conditioning, and near-perfect symmetry. But Mike wasn't content with just looking good. He wanted to change the game forever. Mike Mentzer is best known for one thing: heavy-duty training, which you may have seen while scrolling on your feed. Especially now, it got a lot of attention. While the rest of the bodybuilding world was preaching more volume, more sets, more hours in the gym, Mentzer went the opposite way. He believed in brief high intensity and infrequent training sessions. Just one set to failure. No fluff, no pumping, no marathon workouts. Just maximum intensity and science-backed recovery. He argued that more training wasn't better, it was worse. It led to overtraining, fatigue, and stagnation.
When I was a kid, my mom used to say, Mike, you're training every day, all day long. You only grow when you rest. Take a break. Of course, I was a typical punk reactionary kid. She would say, turn left, I would turn right. So I said, if Joe Weider said, do it this way, who the hell's my mom? Turns out my mom was right. Joe Weider's been wrong for 50 fucking years.
With heavy duty, Mike promised results in a fraction of time. To some it was genius, to others it was blasphemy. But one thing was clear: nobody trained like Mentzer. The biggest controversy of Mike Mentzer's career came in 1980, at the infamous Mr. Olympia in Australia. Leading up to the show, Mentzer was at all-time best. He had just scored a perfect 300 at the 1979 Olympia, a rare feat. Then came the drama. Arnold came out of retirement, and with little preparation, he entered the 1980 Mr. Olympia. And he wasn't at his best. While Mark, Frank Zane, Boyerko, and others were shocked. Arnold didn't have the size or conditioning he once had, but when the final results were announced, Arnold was placed first. Mike, shockingly, dropped to fifth. Mentzer was furious. He called it political, fixed, a mockery of the sport.
These two guys were going to fight each other. People were holding them back. And years later, they made up. But Mike was the next Mr. Olympia. Mike was the golden child. He was an intellectual guy, the intellectual bodybuilder. If Mike would have just said, Arnold, congratulations, next year would have been his. He got upset and carried this bitterness and carried this anger with him everywhere he went. And I think that's one of the reasons it caused him to die.
That night, Mike walked away from competitive bodybuilding, and he never returned.
The reason I retired from competition was I could no longer clearly identify any good reason for expending that much effort in developing my body, because I was getting on in years and recognized that because of that there were certain things that I haven't done which if I didn't start pursuing now I would never do, and those values are more important than adding another quarter of an inch to my arm. Not that that's not important to some people, but at that point in my life, at this point in my life, there are higher goals, higher values to achieve.
Many fans and experts still say to this day, Mike Mentzer was robbed in 1980. After retiring from competition, Mentzer didn't disappear. Instead, he doubled down on his mission to spread the heavy-duty philosophy. He wrote books like Heavy Duty and High Intensity Training, The Mike Mentzer Way. He coached clients, including Dorian Yates, who would go on to win 6 Mr. Olympias, and credit Mike's methods for his training transformation. But Mike's later years weren't without struggles. He battled addiction, depression, and the pressures of being an outcast in the bodybuilding world. Still, he remained loyal to his beliefs, never compromising, never chasing trends. In 2001, the world lost Mike Mentzer. Just 2 days before his death, he was still training, still working with his brother Ray Mentzer. The two passed away within 48 hours of each other. The bodybuilding world was stunned. But Mike's legacy lives on. His ideas still spark debates. Till this day, his training methods are still practiced by many, and his influence undeniable. In an era dominated by volume, Mike preached minimalism. In a sport fueled by ego, he brought logic while others screamed. He thought while others chased the stage. He chased the truth. Mike wasn't just a bodybuilder, he was a philosopher in the gym, a pioneer, a man ahead of his time. Whether you agree with his heavy-duty training or not, there's one thing you can't deny. Mike Mentzer carved a legacy not just in muscle, but in mind. Rest in peace, Mike. The iron never forgets. Till this day, a lot of videos pop up of him about his training, where like many teenagers and young people are viewing for the first time, which he definitely left a legacy behind. Of course, not everything he said was right, but at his time, let's say, it was more than anyone knew before. Let me know what person you want me to make a video about and tell a story, so comment down below, and I hope you like and subscribe for more content.
His father is German and his mother is Italian. His brother Ray is also an outstanding bodybuilder.